Yes, like this. This is the if you are doing the recycling industry, should be very familiar. This is the PCB boards. For the PCB boards, we have the different kind of like the computer boards and the phone boards and the TV boards. We can do in the recycling. We can separate the copper, the fiber, and the gold, silver, palladium. Like this is the IC chips. They are contain the precious metal. We have the machine to recovery. Later we will show you. Okay. So this is the, you can find we have the different kind of the recycling machines. We have the different kind of the recycling solutions. So you just need to come to us to check, to tell us what machine you want and what kind of the material you want to recycling. Then we can choose a suitable solution for you. This is, you can let the camera to check. This is the PCB recycling whole plant. That means to recycling this first. You can find from the first part, this melting and crushing and the chemical leaching. We can supply for the whole solution. That means no waste, zero waste. We can give you the whole solution. Every part can be refilled, reused, no waste. This is the PCB boards. And for these parts, this is for the cable wires and for the radiator recycling. Radiator is for the AC radiator to separate the copper and aluminum. And for the cable wires, like no matter it's number 1 or number 2, the different kind of the cable wires, we also have the different machine to recycle it, to separate the copper and the PVC. Later we will go to our workshop to test the running the machine for you. Okay, so now we can go to our workshop to let our machine running, to let you see our output. Okay, so now let's go to our workshop. This is our office part. For your right hand, this is our staff dormitory. After our labor have the lunch, they can have a short rest here. Because now China time is 12 o'clock. Our labor is have lunching. You can find some staff, they are just lunching. Oh, by the way, I want to show in that because as I just told you, for the PCB boards, it contains into the different kind of the precious metal. So we have our chemical library. If you come to our factory, we can to do the test, to do the library testing to show you. We can to let the camera to check our chemical library room. This is our library room. You can find they have different kind of device, some extraction system. In this library room, we will try to do the testing running to show you our chemical recovery. We can help you to get the gold, silver, palladium, the precious metal. We can do the test running for here. Okay, so now let's go to our workshop. 那边门开着了吧？ Okay, now let's go to our workshop. In our this factory, we total have 5 workshops. 5 workshops have 2 production workshop and 3 sample room and assembly workshop. From here, in here we can test running like the cable recycling machine, PCB recycling machine, aluminum plastic recycling machine, tier recycling machine, lithium battery recycling machine, and the copper aluminum radiator recycling machine. Different kind of the recycling machine we can test running here. Okay, let's the camera to check. We are going to our workshop. We are total have 5 workshops. Because now is our noon time, maybe you can find some laborers. Not so much, so many laborers. They having lunch. 现在几点？他们谁能识别？他看。This is total 5 workshops. 进这边亚太那个办公室。This is our total factory. 刷完了吗？转一圈干10几把，待会转一圈干10几把的了。你那边准备休息来着？哼，不要休息了。For this workshop is for the you can find there are different kind of the recycling machines. Later we will do the test running. They also have you can find this is some raw materials like this is the cable wires. Later we will using this kind of the cable wires we will do the test running to separate out the copper and the PVC. And like this is the copper aluminum radiator. We can to do the shredding, crushing, to separating up to the copper aluminum part. We can let the camera to do the whole showing. First workshop is our production workshop. This is our production workshop. This is our production. Because now our labor is having lunch, so you can find no labor here. 到这边 And the machinery items. To let the camera to check, this is the machinery workshop. We are cutting here, welding here. This is our electrostatic separator, not finished yet. Just a production, not finished yet. Because for China, environmental policy is very strict. So you can find for our production workshop also need to stand production. We need to connect with the pipe to ensure that no smoke to discharge. Yeah, this is our production. You can find there the not finished the machine frame, and this is the crusher not finished yet. This is the frame of the crusher, and that part also semi-finished product crusher. They have the blades shaft inside the machine, and that one is the roller of the electrostatic separator, and for another part is the spring tower. So this is our production workshop. Now we can move to our assembling workshop to show our machine. After finished production, how we doing the connecting and do the test running for you. Because of our selling group, no matter what kind of the machine you purchase from us, before delivery the machine, we will do the whole connecting. We will do the test running to ensure the machine no any problem before the machine delivery. So by this way, we can to save many problems. When the machine arrive in your country, no matter in the India or USA, when the machine arrive in your factory, if the machine some problem, maybe it's even a small problem, but for you it's big. So we can to save it, to avoid. Before leave China, we will do the testing. Okay, this is our assembling. First, for this set, you can find this is some policy for our operation in our workshop. You need to wear the safe hat. When you're doing the cream, you need to, according to the policy, to do the operation to ensure our labor is safe. This is our warehouse. This is our one part of the warehouse. When some laborers need to some installing, production, some screws, they need to go to our workshop, our warehouse to apply for it. We will do the marking. This is some assembling, finish the assembly machine here. Later we will do the test running. Like for this part is for the cable recycling machine. It will be delivered to India, to New Delhi. In this week we will deliver. This is one of our old customers. They purchased several plants of our machine. This is the cable wires. You can find there some raw material. We are test running the copper, separate it. Later we will do the test running the cable wire recycling machine. And for this part is for the PCB recycling machine. We are doing the update. And in our workshop also have one office. It's more convenient to let our customer to do the meeting here. This is our office inside the group. Because when the customer come to our workshop, they are doing the test running. It's more convenient to talking. Yeah. This is also some customer visiting picture. And you can find they have one camera here. That means from here we can see the every part of our production workshop, our labors. Okay, so now we can to start to try to test some machine for you. 现在印度是9点半是吗？有些客户要过来，他说时间太早。So now we will try to test running some of the machine. When during the testing, if you have any question, don't feel free. Don't hesitate to contact with our sales. Our sales is online for 24 hours. No matter what kind of the machine you want, or what kind of the material you want to processing, you can tell us. We will give our best service and give you our best solution for you. Okay, let's try to start running some of the machine. No matter like the shredder, crusher, separator, or dust collector, we have different kind of the machine. If you want to processing, don't hesitate to contact with us. You can find for this part, this is our assembling for the sample machine to test running. For this part is the aluminum plastic recycling machine. It's to recycling the medicine bleach ACP to separate the aluminum and the plastic. This is our sample machine. For the whole processing, this is the crusher, the bleach crusher. After the crushing, we will do the grinding machine. We will do the grinding. After grinding, we will do the separating. This is many of our China customers come to our factory to take their raw material to come to our factory to do the test running. Later, we will do the testing for the medicine bleach. We will do the separate the aluminum and the plastic. And for this machine, this is the PCB recycling machine. This is the PCB. Just now in office, I show you it can be recycling different kind of the PCB, no matter from the computer or from the TV or from the mobile phone. We have the solution to give the whole solution. This is the line to processing the whole box. And for the PCB recycling plant, the first is the dismatting. We can show you the dismatting machine. This is the PCB dismatting machine. For this red machine, red color machine, will be remove the different kind of the components on the surface. Because for the components like this is the aluminum capacitors. And for this part, this is the IC chips, which contain the precious metal. And this is the plastic and some iron. We will first step, we will be first remove different kind of the components. For the components, you can do selling directly. You also can be storage and to do the precious metal recovery. For this machine, it will do the dismatting to remove the components on the parts. If you need, you can contact with our sales. We will give you the working videos. So this is the function of the machine to remove the components. After remove the components, it will be like this. Yes. This machine, for this machine is this function. It can be removed all the components on the box. After remove will be like this. The bare box. Then the bare box will go to the crushing to separate the copper inside. For the bare box will be put here. For this production line, we will first crushing, grinding, and separating to separate out the copper and the fiber powder. This is a separating, maybe inside they are clean here. Later we will test the running. For the PCB bars, we will be crushing, grinding, and separating to separate out the metal powder and the fiber powder. Later we will show you, okay? This is the PCB. Now you can find our laborers. They are cleaning the aluminum plastic recycling machine. Later we will first to do the test running for the aluminum and the plastic recycling machine firstly. 可以吃了吗？你吃了吗？ Like this kind of material. This is the ACP. ACP like the two layer is for the aluminum and for the middle layer is for the plastic. We call it the ACP, aluminum plastic composite. For this part, it can be separated aluminum and plastic. Now you can find our laborers do the machine cleaning. Why they cleaning? Because for the sample machine, they are test running different kind of the raw material. Later we will do the testing. Maybe you can find some other material mix. So our labor is cleaning now. And for this plant is for the radiator, copper aluminum radiator plant. We can let the camera to check. This is the copper from the AC radiator. And for another set is the aluminum. You can find this is the aluminum. For this plant is for the radiator, AC radiator to separate the copper and the aluminum. No matter it's your AC radiator or the car radiator, it's no problem. You can show to us your raw material. We can to test the running and to show you our machine to give you the better solution. Later we also can try to let's check. Maybe because today maybe we can't running all the machine because the time is not enough. But later we will try our best to try to show you more machine to running the machine. OK？ 咱现在又开始清理了，要清理多久，小五哥？去那边转一下啊。So this is our workshop for the cable recycling machine, for the PCB recycling machine, and for the copper aluminum radiator recycling machine. Later we will do the test running like this. This is the AC radiator. Aluminum and the copper tube inside. We will do the separate the copper and the aluminum. This is the after shredder. After shredding, it will be like small lumps like this. And now we can move to the another workshop to show you our motor recycling machine, tire recycling machine, and for the lithium battery recycling machine. Okay. Okay, we can move to another workshop. This is our another workshop. For this workshop, we have the motor starter recycling machine, for the lithium battery recycling machine, and for the tire recycling machine. For this part is for the motor starter recycling machine. This is the motor, scrap motors. Motor starter and motor rotor. We will do the crushing. We'll do the crushing and separating to separate up to the copper, iron, and aluminum. We can introduce for the general processing. This is the feeding conveyor. It will be first conveying the hammer crusher. Will crushing the motor starters. After crushing, it will be conveying into the magnetic separator to remove the iron part. You can find this is our testing. This is the iron. Look, because we are using the strong magnetic, it can be removed the iron like this. Later we will test running it. You can to check. And we will equip it with the dust collector. For every system, we will equip it with the dust collector to ensure your workshop no dust. So this is the motor. You can find after crushing, remove the iron. It will be like this. This is a copper or some plastic will go into our cable recycling machine. I mean the copper recycling machine to separate the copper and the plastic. After crushing will be like this. Later we will test the running, okay? And for this part, this is a tire recycling machine. For the tire recycling machine, I mean for the waste tires, it's very normal thing in our normal life. No matter your car tires or your truck tires, it can be processing. It can be produced the tire rubbers, granules, or tire powder. Depending on your request, you just need to tell us what kind of the tire you want to processing and what's the final product you want to get. You want to get the rubber powder or rubber granules. You just need to tell us and give us what's the production. I mean, for 1 hour, what's the production capacity you want? Like 1,000 kg, 110 per hour, or 500 kg per hour. Just need to tell us your production capacity. We will choose the suitable machine for you. This is our tire. You can find, this is the first, this is a double shaft shredder. The tires will be first shredding like this, small pieces. This is the whole tier shredder. After shredder, we will do the further crushing. From here, the tier will be to do the further crushing. From this lamp to crushing like this. You can find the steel and rubber already crushing out. After crushing, will be graining. We will be cleaning here. This is the magnetic separator to remove the iron, remove the steel inside the tier. This is the steel after separator, that part. After remove the steel, the rubber granules will be cleaning again to do the third crushing. You can find for this part the material size will be more smaller. You can tell us for the rubber size you want, no matter 2 to 3 mm or 4 to 5 mm, depending on your request. And we also can be mixed into the rubber powder. For that plan is for the rubber powder, like a 20 to 30 mesh, or maybe you want more fun, like a 100 mesh. It can be depending on your request. This is for the tier recycling. And for this part, this is some machine we can to introduce. This is for the lead acid battery dismantling machine. Lead acid battery. We can let the camera to check the output. This is the battery case, the plastic case, and this is the lead slam. The lead. This is a lead acid battery for the dismantling. Okay. This is our single machine. It's very small. And for this machine, it's for the copper aluminum radiator stripping machine. Because just now I told you for some AC radiator, they are copper tube and aluminum part. For this machine, they can be stripping to separate directly. This is a smaller machine. Will be input here and the blades inside. It can be stripping directly to separate out the copper tube and the aluminum part. And for this machine is for our motor static copper polar machine. This is how to say this. We can copy it manual machine. The machine is very small. The production capacity is not here, but it's very suitable for some customer. Maybe you are just beginning to this industry. You don't want to invest so much money, so you can be start. If you want to do the motor rotor static, you can to buy this machine, this small machine. We can be to pulling the copper wire. The copper wire inside, we can be pulling directly. It's how to say a smaller machine, but suitable for the starters, for the beginners. After cutting and pulling, this is a motor static machine. Okay, and for this part is the plastic, because our factory also doing the plastic recycling, like you want to separate the PP and PE or PVC and PET. We also have that kind of machine. And now we can let the camera to check. We can show you is the lithium battery recycling machine. This is our most popular. How to say? Now our lithium battery market is becoming big and big. For the battery they are developing so fast. So many with the battery, they need to do the recycling. Now we can go to our office to check what kind of the battery we can recycle. This is our office. This is some sample of the battery. You can find we have the different kind of the battery, like the plastic case, aluminum case, or some soft package case battery, and some. This is the mobile phone battery, and some we call it is 1856 battery. From this battery, we will get what kind of the chemical we can get. Let's see. We can get aluminum, copper, black powder, and the paper. For this part, we call it gubat, which contains into the precious metal. This powder is very expensive. Like one tin is about 十几万他说。more than 10,000 RMB. This powder is very expensive because it contains the gubat, and this is aluminum and the copper. And for this output is for the tiers, rubber granulate and rubber powder, depending on your request. Like this. This is a 20 mesh, 30 mesh, and 40 mesh, and 60 mesh. This is the granulate for the 1 to 2 mm, 3 to 4 mm, and 5 to 6 mm. Different size depending on your request. After you get the rubber granulate, maybe some customer they want to color it. It can be colored. You can be make into like this. Can be like this. Make it into this kind of the product. Okay, so if you need the tea recycling machine, you can feel free to contact with our sales. We will give you the suitable solution. Okay, so now we can back to the workshop. We will do the test running firstly. First, we will do the test running for the motor started recycling machine. Motor started recycling machine. This is like from the convening belt conveyor to feeding and to the hammer crusher, and using the magnetic separator to remove the iron and to get the copper part. Okay, we can do the test running for this machine firstly. 找能开始吧，先试这个吧。Now we will start running for the motor stage. 你看这担心吗？说昨天乱蹦了吗？ This is our motor stage crushing and separating line. You can find for the raw material will be put here to convening. So this plant is 500 kg per hour. It is a small plant. We can let the camera to check the feeding firstly. We will feed the motor static on the belt conveyor. After the conveyor, it will be first going to the hammer crusher. This is our motor static recycling. We can get the camera to check now. This is the iron, the steel.
别碰了，烫手。我之前被烫过一次。
The above is our motor stator recycling showing. For the motor stator, it will be contain more than about 17% in the area. 热不热？烫不烫？烫不烫？不怕。For the motor stator, it will be contain more than 70% in the iron patch, and it about 15 to 20 is the copper, and for about 2 to 5% is for the plastic. This is the iron. 我手要烫熟了。This is the copper. For the copper portion is about 15 to 20% is the copper. For this part, we will go into our copper recycling machine to separate the copper and the plastic. 我要洗洗手，烫着我的手了。The above is our motor static recycling machine. For your motor static, if the diameter is less than 25 centimeter, for our machine can be processing. You can to show us your motor static, what's the diameter and what's the production capacity you want. We will choose the suitable machine for you. Okay. So the above is our motor static recycling plant. Now we will try to test running for the lithium battery recycling machine. Because for the lithium battery, we need to have the enough raw material can be tested running the whole plant. Now we are let our labor to find some raw material, but it's not so enough. We just to let you to show our machine. This is the battery raw material. Later we will test running for this kind of the material. Yo, 刚刚那个铁是真烫，我觉得我的手已经被烫熟了。This is the whole plant of the battery. You can find for the first stage is the double shaft shredder. No matter what kind of the material, after you discharge the electricity, will be first do the shredding. We'll first shredding, then convening. The second is the hammer crushing. We'll do the second crushing. After crushing, we will have one air separator, also connecting with the some jet fan system. Later, we will test running for this plant. 隔膜纸我不知道咋说，隔膜纸。paper， 那就是叫 paper。Diagram paper 啥东西呀？不认识这个颜色。 差的太亮起来，应该是这个单词。Now our labor is cleaning the machine to test the running. Later we will do the testing for the lithium battery. No matter your battery is the mobile phone battery or some electrical battery or some lead acid battery, you can tell us for your raw material situation. We will give you the solution suggestion to give you the suitable.照前面，张总，你在这别走，给俺介绍一下这条线，我自己都没弄清楚。这边试一下啊。我每个锂电池这个省电都可以用。Because now our labor start to work. For our factory work time from 1 p.m. Now let's move to another workshop. We will start running the machine to check. 哎呦，我这都被烫了这一下呀，真是烫熟了。我感觉这两块是被那个嘞。Okay, so now let's test running for the machine. This is a cable recycling machine. 小五哥，先试哪个机器？先试透明机吗？This is our cable recycling machine. This model machine is 300 kg per hour. This is also our most popular model. This is a cable wire. Later we can test running. It will be separate out the carbon and the plastic. For this model machine, it will be made up. First will be blade crusher. Will be crushing the cable wires into about 2 or 3 mm. Depending on your cable wires, if your cable wires is very thin, because for the insert we have one sieve screen. If your cable wires is very thin, the sieve screen holes can be chosen the smaller. Okay, this is the crusher. After crusher, we will using the air separator to separating the copper and the plastic. And this is our dust collection system. 试几把，光一个他们你们数吧。快点，那边都试好了，快。
好，再动就行。
Now we will test running for the cable wire recycling machine. Okay. 尽量开始开。Put into the cable wires. For the cable wire recycling machine, we have the different production capacity, like 100 kg per hour, 200 to 300 kg per hour, 500 kg per hour, and 110 per hour. Now we are test running is our most popular model, 300 kg per hour. Okay, now we are feeding the raw material into the crusher. Also can be The above is our cable granuate machine. For this model machine is our 300 kg per hour. Now for our 300 kg per hour, we have the stock machine. If you need, you can connect with our sales. After quotation, if you can be decided, for the machine can be delivery at once. As I told you, for the cable recycling machine, we have the different model. This one is the 300 kg per hour. We also have the smaller model. For this one, this tool set is for our 100 kg per hour. For this tool set is 100 kg per hour. If you are just beginning to this industry, you can choose for the smaller model, 100 kg per hour, 300 kg per hour, 500 kg per hour, and 110 per hour. We have the different model, okay? The above is our cable recycling machine. Now we are test running for the AC radiator recycling plant. This is the AC radiator recycling plant to separate out the copper, aluminum, and copper aluminum radiator, no matter from the AC or from the car. We can separate out the copper granuate and the aluminum granuate. For the copper aluminum radiator, first we'll do shredding and we'll be crushing. The above is our copper aluminum radiator plant. For the copper aluminum radiator, we'll be first using the double shaft shredding because now the space is limited, so we are using it after shredding. We'll take here. We also have the double shaft shredder. For your copper aluminum radiator, we'll be first using the double shaft shredder. To shredding will be like this. After shredding, we'll be convening for the hammer crusher. This is the hammer crusher. Okay, from here, your radiator will be do the second crushing to crushing about after the radiator to crushing here, and will be convening into the gravity separator. Gravity separator, we can let to check from the we call it the gravity separator. You also can be called it density separator. It according to the different density. For this machine, it total have the 3 output. You can find 2 output is the aluminum output. For 1 output is the aluminum and the copper is mixed. Because the aluminum is very weight, it will be it using the weight. It can be going the fastest. So for the fastest and the second fast is the aluminum, is the purity aluminum, and for the copper and the big aluminum part will be mixed here. Will be convenient for our air separator to do the separating again. This is the air separator. Also depend to separate depend on the different density, the different weight. As usual, from here we will connect it with one magnetic separator because for the copper aluminum radiator, it also contain into some iron. You can find some iron also contain maybe this is the copper. Some very less iron contain here. From here, we will be connecting with one magnetic separator to remove the iron and to separate out the copper. And for the another set is the aluminum output. For this part, aluminum it may be the big size and it not separated in the gravity separator. It will be do the separating again. This is the aluminum output. Okay, so the above is our radiator recycling plant. It will be first a double shaft shredding, hammer crushing, gravity separator, and air separator. And for every plant, for every of our plant, we will equipped with the dust collector. For our dust collector is different with the normal coming back. We are using a pulse type dust collector. It can be clean it automatically. No need the manual to clean it by manually. Our machine is automatically to ensure your workshop is clean. Okay, so above is our copper aluminum radiator recycling plant. We also have the different production capacity, like 1 ton per hour, 13 per hour, or 15 per hour. We have the different model. Depending on your request, show us your raw material and tell us your request. We will show you and we will choose you the best machine for you. Okay? So now we will test running for the aluminum plastic recycling plant. This is the medicine place. It's a very normal thing, yeah, or normal life. This is the aluminum and the plastic. Later we will test running for this plant. We will do the test running for this kind of the material to separate out the aluminum and the plastic. Okay, so now we will start running. For this machine, it's also for the 300 kilo per hour. For all the machine we are testing running is our most popular model. Of course, for every kind of the machine, we have the different model depending on your request. Okay, so now we will test running for the aluminum plastic recycling plant. And for the cabinet, we can made into the English and Chinese. Also can be made into your country language.
机，不说话的时候就带上。 面还有这个红的黄的，
啥东西？
有点还有。
手柄呢开的有点大了，那个量收够了。
这个金属杯它只有90%多的铜，它里边还有一些铅啊、锡了、镍了，其他金属。
金属的。
对，就是金属杯和非金属杯。因为像电路板里边不仅仅是铜，它有其他金属。静电都没有储量，我每次用试电路板，我都觉得静电存在的意义不大。Okay, the above is for our PCB recycling plant. For the PCB recycling plant, it is to processing the PCB bare balls after removing the electronic components. The bare balls will be processing by this plant. Like the PCB balls or the PCB leftover material, it will be first using the double shaft shredder to shredding. After the double shaft shredding, it will be coming like second is the hammer crusher. After the hammer crusher, it will be the output material will be coming by the pipe. It will be coming for our grinding machine, all in one grinding machine. For the PCB, it will be grinding into about 20 mesh mm. It can be ensure the metal and the fiber already grinding out. Then it will be convenient for the air separator. It's similar with the aluminum plastic recycling grinding machine. As I told, for the big size, it will be rebagged to regrinding. For the smaller size, it can be convenient by the screw conveyor using convenient in the metal density and the fiber powder density can let the camera to check. For this kind of the metal powder, they are about more than 90 is the copper, but also contain in other kind of the metal like the lead, nickel. This is some other kind of the metal. Maybe in the